Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 15, slightly quieter than normal due to the fact it's 4:45 in the morning. People are still in bed. I need to go and have a shower and get off to work shortly, so we're literally doing this with no time whatsoever, hence the video is only sort of like just over 10 minutes. Anyway, man of the match from the Arsenal game was Ricardo Vazte. I really did like the way he played. He had a couple of opportunities, a really good one in the second half. Unfortunately, he couldn't bury it, and we did lose to that horrible second goal in a 2-0 game. But the game against West Brom, I really felt Enner Valencia played really well. I had to say a few players did play really well, but I'm showing faith in Valencia, and I feel if he continues in this fashion, he will start scoring a lot of goals. I have faith, and I'm sure the goals will come. As you know, it's that time for a squad report, so we'll have a quick look through a squad report. I'm happy with the way the players are actually growing. Some of them have still got that bad form, which I understand from the results, etc. But I feel overall the team is doing really, really well. I mean, you only have to look at Kare. I mean, look at the stats on him. He's a monster. Kare is an absolute monster. Really is. I can't wait to watch him grow. Zarate obviously insecure, but his form's okay. Really is missing some of the most simplest of chances. Downing, you know, I'm still a little bit disappointed that his statistics are actually going down. For me, he's been playing really well. He's been causing damage, you know, cutting inside. He scored that great free kick goal. You know, I think he's been playing well, so I don't really feel he deserves the ratings he's get or the decrease in his statistics considering the amount of games that he's actually been playing, but that's by the by, it's one of those things. Ravel Morrison is just growing and growing and growing, which is absolutely fantastic. He's such a joy to use, to be honest. And as you can see, Morgan is in poor form and currently unhappy. He actually feels that he's underpaid at the club at this moment in time, as you can see. And he's probably one of the players that could be for the chop come the summer, or maybe this transfer window, January, because as much as he is, but you know, a half decent player, he earns such a wage, and I don't know if I really want to increase his contract length and keep him at the club, because he's not valued really that highly for me considering his statistics. So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously the same with Carlton Cole. Now, as much as, you know, it'll be nice to keep him at the club, I don't know if it's financially viable because he earns, you know, a decent wage again. You know, between the two of them, they're probably taking home about 50, 60 grand a week, which, you know, that puts a hell of a dent into our wage budget and our transfer budget for bringing in youngsters or bringing anybody into a transfer window. So perhaps we can utilise those in transfer deals in this January, then perhaps we will. Now, what my daughter has done, which I think is absolutely fantastic, she's designed a rebuilding for the actual team, which will cover sort of January and the summer. So we're going to have a quick look at that. You might want to pause this so you can have a quick read. She's done this all off her own back, which I thought was pretty cool. She just touches on there that, you know, she's picked up on the fact that we knew that when we came in, we'd already spent 30 million quid and we weren't going to spend any more, and she's picked up on Javo being injured. So I thought that was really, really cool. And then she's gone on to winter changes, where she feels where we should be picking up from the like little chats we've had. So left midfield, centre midfield, right midfield, centre forward, and obviously where we should look in the summer. And the same, she's picked up on what players should go out in the winter. Kevin Nolan and of course Morgan. And then in the summer, looking to get rid of DeMille, Collins, Song because of loan, Jenkinson because of a loan, and perhaps Andy Carroll because, you know, he's not getting into the side, and you know, with his past, he's quite injury prone. So I thought that was quite cool the way she put that together. It was a bit of a surprise to me, so I was quite happy to put it in the video. Hopefully you guys liked it. And she's actually working on something else for me, which she's keeping a secret to one side for a different career mode, which is her mind is really quite artistic compared to mine, because I wouldn't have even been able to think how to do it, but she's done it, and I thought that's really, really cool. So I'm quite chuffed with that. But as you can see, we're playing a cup game against Fulham. This is the FA Cup, so the man of the match actually won't count, which is a little bit disappointing because it actually turned out to be a good game, to be honest. But Fulham started off so quickly. They put us under so much pressure straight away. It was ridiculous. You know, I was thinking that this game we could, you know, have a bit of a decent cup run, you know, put a good performance on for the fans, you know, travelling only local, obviously, in London, and have a good crack at it. But I've got to say, Diego Poyet has definitely got to work on his finishing from 7 yards there, because that is a massive miss. I mean, it was a great play by Morrison to get the shot on there, but the follow-up there from Diego Poyet, I honestly thought he would bang it away, but unfortunately he didn't. A little bit like Adrian now. I mean, you know, we've seriously got to consider replacing him, because that is just an awful decision, and it's just an awful error in my opinion. You know, I can understand he's trying to go through the player to get to the ball, but it's not as if he's going through a Fulham player. He's going through a West Ham player, and that's really, really devastating. That really is frustrating. As you saw, the collision in the centre of the park, and then Enner Valencia missing a pretty simple chance, to be fair. One he should be putting away, but unfortunately he doesn't. But we start to play some nice football, give the ball into Ravel Morrison with a beautiful roulette into the box, and he slides it past the keeper. A nice goal that we have scored at last, a decent goal. And thankfully it was from Ravel. A nice roulette, just perfectly timed, takes two defenders out of the game, the oncoming defender and the defender giving him support, takes him out of the game, slots that ball past the keeper in such a beautiful fashion. That gave me great hope because we were playing really well. We'd started to come into the game. We started to cause some problems. As you can see, we had a great effort there. And again, it was a huge save from their goalkeeper. Unfortunately, Adrian, you know, he's been very inconsistent for us, I feel personally. You know, he's had the odd good game and then he's had the odd bad game, and when he has a bad game we seem to lose, which is really disappointing. But that to one side, we will be getting back to league action. Of course, we'll be playing Hull City at the Bowland, so make sure you come down, give the boys support regardless of the result today. We need it because we're really pushing hard in the league. We're doing not too bad, to be honest. We're doing quite well. I'm quite happy with our league status at the moment. Hopefully we can increase that going into the new year, as we concede a very sloppy goal in the 45th minute. Really disappointing. I thought we had it covered, to be honest. The header back inside was fantastic. We've got enough bodies in the box to sort that out, but unfortunately Winston Reid is a little bit lax, a little bit lazy there for me personally, and a little bit slow to react, and unfortunately they do punish us and make it 2-1 going into half time with Rodiega getting both goals, a little Colombian for Fulham. But we came out in the second half, you know, they'd had a good bollocking, to be fair, and I wanted them to come out and, you know, put in a good second half performance. But of course, we start off in such a sloppy fashion. We sit back, and that's the worst thing you can do, because Fulham are high on confidence, because if they've scored 2 goals in the first half and they just come powering at us, absolutely powering at us, we invite them on by sitting back and we allow them just to score really a very nice footballing goal, but a very simple goal, that one that we should have completely and utterly stopped and essentially not allowed, because we invited the danger, which is, it's annoying to do that, but it's one of those things. But from the kickoff, we have it with Sacco, knocks it into Morgan, and as you see, Fulham dwelling on that ball. Sacco gets straight in there, but he couldn't cause any damage, unfortunately. But Reedy getting forward as we went all-out attack, fires the shot in. Valencia has a great opportunity, but unfortunately he fires over what I consider to be a simple chance. He just had to have that little bit of composure and we would have been back in it. But a few moments later, Valencia into the box, weaves his way around a couple of Fulham defenders and slots the ball home. And that's the frustrating part with Valencia. He's capable of scoring absolutely beautiful goals. You can see he does a defender for days, cuts back inside, that falls to goalkeeper and the oncoming number 3, their full-back, their left-back, and he slots the ball home beautifully, but it was just not meant to be. As you can see, Rodiega with a ridiculous shot there. Great run, to be fair. We thought we had it covered. Tompkins started to ease up because he, you know, the shot was on, but it was an unrealistic one. But unfortunately, it was realistic in the form that Rodiega was in this game, and he just bashed it in that top corner. And again, I still feel that, you know, Adrian should have had that covered. Perhaps it was a little bit too far out from his goal for me personally, because Tompkins was coming across. So we do unfortunately lose that game 2-1, which is a little bit disappointing. As you would have seen, we've lost a couple of players, some youth players, which is no big deal, but Lezz has signed a new contract. A player that I actually like. If you go back to like FIFA 13, he's a player that I really like, and FIFA 14 is a player that I've liked quite enjoyed in career mode, to be honest. But George Moncur has come back, which I'm really happy with. So we will be using Moncur, seeing how he develops. And of course, Diego Poyet, we have an offer from FC Metz. Well, to be fair, you know, between 611 and £1 million. I'm not going to sell the lad. You know, he's young, and I want to see him progress and do well at the club. So we're going to finish off the video with a nice squad report for the youth players. As you can see, we've got some decent ones in there. We have lost quite a few over the last few weeks, which I'm not too fussed about. I think what I'm going to be doing shortly is recalling the scout from Brazil. I'm quite happy with what we've got out of Brazil. I think we've got a few good players. You know, we've got Eduardo's brother, which is yeah, that's going to work out interesting when you actually see Eduardo's brother. But yeah, we've got Eduardo's brother. We've got Martinho Consal, who looks absolutely amazing, even though at this moment in time they've got him as a CDM. But he's going to be like the most ridiculous, overpowering ball-playing CDM ever. But that's that for today. Hannah, I will catch you next time.
I used to dream about cars and things, about being a star and things. I thought that I would outgrow